So last night I had a dream, and I think I know what it was about. I think God gave me the interpretation of the dream, but I believe it was absolutely from the Lord. So I had a dream that my family and I were at a church service at night. Maybe like a Wednesday night, like Bible study or something like that. Church service, it was over, and my daughter went to use the bathroom. My oldest daughter went to use the bathroom, and we're all waiting on her to come out, right? So she comes out of the restroom, and we head to the car. Well, on the way to the car, these men walk up, and I don't think anyone saw where they came from. I think they were already in the church service. Check this out. So this small group of men, this little band of rebels, I would call them, they walk up, and they're dressed like everyone else. And apparently they were already in the service. They walk up and pull out all of these projectile firearms, and they made everyone, you're talking about 8 or 9 guys who made a couple hundred people go back into the church. So I'm thinking, yeah, they're probably going to just rob everybody and leave. Hopefully they won't hurt anybody. So we go back into the church. We sit down, and one of the gentlemen, I guess he was the ringleader, he commenced to having a service. And he had his firearm sitting on the altar. And on the pulpit, he had a couple firearms on the pulpit and on the altar. And he made everybody worship. He made us have church. We had to pretend like we were actually having church, or maybe he'd inflict harm on somebody. So we're having this church service. It's over. Everyone's afraid. No one knows what's next. Everyone's kind of just easing into their cars. And one of the gentlemen that was by the door, he came outside and told everybody, he said, "Look, we're going back in to have another service," with like this devilish grin on his face. So we go back in, we have another service. And at that point, everybody starts creeping off again to the cars. And these gentlemen, they just got a kick out of it, and I woke up. And to me, this reveals that perhaps the church has been hijacked. These people came from within. These were not strangers, apparently. These people were at the original church service, but the church had been hijacked by people from within. And the dream might not mean what you think. Y'all tell me, drop me a comment, tell me what you think. But I believe this is the spirit of Jezebel who comes in to control, and she threatens, or he threatens. It's not just a woman, he threatens. Those firearms were a threat. And that's the same as a person's mouth. When they threaten to slander you or blackmail you in some way, if you don't do what they want you to do. You have to. And that's what the dream meant to me, man. Y'all drop me a comment, tell me what y'all think. But the church has been hijacked. Since the beginning of the church's history, the first century church, there's always been people in the church that hijack the church. And the leadership in the church traditionally historically have always sat back because they were threatened. They didn't want to be slandered. They didn't want to be spoken evil of or about. So they allowed certain individuals in the church to basically run the church. This is the spirit of Jezebel, and it's not just women. Y'all digest that today. God bless you. Have a good day.